Have you ever walked into a room full of people and felt completely alone? You see everyone laughing, talking effortlessly, making connections, and somehow you're standing there wondering what to say next. Maybe you've experienced that awkward moment when a conversation suddenly dies. The silence gets heavier, your mind starts racing, and you begin searching for something, anything to say. But the harder you try, the worse it gets. So you smile awkwardly, look at your phone, and pretend you're busy. We've all been there. And if you're anything like I used to be, you've probably convinced yourself of something dangerous. Maybe you're just not a people person. Maybe you're too shy. Maybe everyone else was born with some social superpower that you never got. That's exactly what I believed for years. At work, at weddings, at family gatherings, at parties, even simple conversations felt exhausting. I would replay every interaction in my head afterward, asking myself, why did I say that? Why didn't I say this? Did I sound weird? The truth is, social anxiety doesn't just make conversations difficult, it makes you doubt yourself. But one day I realized something that changed everything. The people who seemed naturally charismatic weren't born different. They weren't using secret techniques. They weren't special. They had simply developed a skill. Conversation is a skill, and like every skill, it can be learned. After years of embarrassing moments, awkward pauses, failed conversations, and endless observation, I discovered something surprising. You don't need dozens of techniques. You don't need to be funny. You don't need a perfect personality. You only need 3 simple principles. And if you master them, you'll never struggle to talk to people the same way again. The first principle is this: ask intentional questions. This sounds simple, almost too simple, but most people completely miss it. Imagine someone says, "I went golfing over the weekend." Most conversations die right there. Someone responds, "Oh, that's cool," and then nothing. The conversation crashes before it even begins. But watch what happens when curiosity enters the room. Instead, you ask, "Where do you usually play? How long have you been golfing? What got you into it?" Suddenly, the conversation has somewhere to go. And here's the secret. You don't have to love golf. You don't even have to understand golf. People don't remember who impressed them. They remember who made them feel heard. Every person you meet is carrying an entire world inside their head. Dreams, failures, memories, experiences, and stories nobody has asked them about. Intentional questions are the key that unlocks that world. And the person asking thoughtful questions is usually the person guiding the conversation. Confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about knowing how to ask better questions. But asking questions alone isn't enough. That brings us to the second principle: listen more than you speak. The best conversationalists aren't the best talkers, they're the best listeners. Most people spend conversations waiting for their turn. They're not listening, they're rehearsing. While someone else is talking, they're busy preparing their next sentence, their next joke, or their next story. Because of that, they miss everything important. The emotions, the details, the hidden opportunities, and the moments that could have created a real connection. Have you ever shared something meaningful with someone only to realize they weren't listening? It feels terrible. Now imagine being the person who actually listens, fully without interrupting, without mentally preparing your response, and without trying to impress. When people feel understood, they naturally feel connected. Now let's talk about the third principle, the one that transforms strangers into friends. Find common ground. Maybe you support the same team, love the same music, watch the same movies, or share the same hobbies. Maybe you've faced similar challenges, grown up in similar situations, or share similar values. That's why curiosity and listening matter so much. They help you discover the bridge between 2 strangers. And once that bridge appears, everything changes. But here's something important. Not every conversation will be amazing. Not every interaction will become meaningful. Some conversations will still be awkward. Some people won't engage. Some moments will end in silence, and that's okay. Silence isn't proof that you failed. It's proof that you're human. If this message connected with you, leave a comment below and tell me the most awkward conversation you've ever had. And remember, every great friendship, every opportunity, and every relationship starts with a conversation. Maybe the next one changes your life.